All right, so,
Carol?
yeah,
Yeah, we know what he's saying.
yeah.
No, I'm not done. Carol hasn't
Cause
gone
I'm never
up
gonna come this, what's going
Oh.
on?
there. Carol didn't get up there.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Carol didn't get up there.
Carol, can you?
Carol,
Come on, Rayon.
Come on.
I don't want to feel like.
Oh, wow.
Carol,
She did
Carol,
great. Oh, wow.
Big me.
Carol, all right, Ryan needs to be the difficult person and don't say nothing to her.
She said I'm gonna walk away.
But that's messed up though, because they got a connection anyway though.
No, we don't.
This is good.
She don't know her right now. How you doing?
Well, look. Oh, this makes it easy. Let me be the difficult person.
I'm sorry.
You gotta match the other person's tone, correct?
All right.
How you doing? What's your name? Nice to meet you. My name is Carol.
Can't hear you in the back.
This is how her tone is, so that's how I'm going to do.
What?
Not fair.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Ray.
Now you see how we feel.
Oh, no, it was not a problem for me.
So the number 5 is go places and do things. That's a big one when you start to build a relationship. Oh, where am I at? I'm sorry, I skipped.
You're right.
Ask people questions.
No, you
Oh,
said
what
that.
the?
No, you said X person.
So ask questions. Ask people questions, and that is ask them about certain things so that way you can find out if they're a sports fan, if they have a church family, if they have a family, they got a husband, they got a wife, they got kids. So you ask them these questions so that way you can find out a little bit about them. So now if they say that, yeah, I watched the game yesterday. What'd you do yesterday? Oh, I watched the game. Okay, ding, ding, ding. We have a sports person. So now, huh?
Do you have a list of questions that we can ask?
I mean, it's not gonna be more realistic that you pull up your paper and start going off and reading them?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. But what I think is happening is kind of like this. If I was teaching you math, for me, a lot of things come naturally easy. And when I'm talking to you about math, for you, it would be, you're like, wait a minute, hold on.
Right.
So
there you go.
this right here is difficult for me.
Okay.
So for me, having questions and structure and stuff like that gives me something to build off of, stuff that, because again, I'm learning how to be a better communicator.
Correct. And no, I do not have anything right now, but yes, I can, what happened? Find them and give them to you.
Like the one question
I
that
read
she
down my
wrote
own
about the asking a person a name, again, so as simple it is, sometimes you don't think about it, when I was there.
Okay. So we are all agreeing with the ask questions.
And then you said something about yesterday, what happened yesterday, so I thought that was a good question.
Yeah. And because then, or what did you do? How was your weekend? So that way when you answer these questions, they're going to tell you something and there's where you're going to be able to build that part of the connection. They might say, oh, I spent it with my grandchild. Oh, she's a grandma. But how do we go? Let me have a conversation about that. Oh, I was in school. Then you talk about school. Like, whenever you hear that person say from the question that you ask, then you can kind of dig a little bit deeper and get the conversation going, especially for those people that don't want to talk to you. Then we have tell people about you. Tell people about yourself. So same thing when you're asking a question. I'm not going to just be like, somebody's going to tell me, you got kids, you got this, you got grandkids, you tell me about school, tell me about that. I have to ease one on her, and then I'm going to let her know about me. She says, oh, I was spending with my grandchild. Oh, wow, I have a grandchild too. Woo! She's 2 years old, and she's all over the place, so now I'm going to start telling her a little bit about. So now she might say, oh, yeah, mine's not 2 anymore. They're 9 and 12. They're a little older. So what did you do? Because at 2 years old, my grandbaby, I'm going back and forth. I'm telling her a little bit of stuff and what I'm doing, and she can bounce stuff off of me. And now there's that connection. It's the grandkids. But then I'm going to find out a little bit more because she might say, oh, and my son. Oh, my son too. Like, we're finding that there's something going on between the both of us. And each time she says something, I say something back. Now, what happens if she says grandkids and I got no grandkids? Oh, how many grandkids do you have? I'll ask her that question. And she might say, do you have, is it from your son or your daughter? Oh, it's from my son. Oh, okay, I have 2 sons, now I can share something. I'm going to keep saying something until I can relate to what she's saying back to me.
You're going to keep saying so or asking
I'm
questions?
asking questions.
Okay.
So, That is, tell me about yourself. Then the one I jumped to was go places and do things. People like to know that you invest in them. People like to know that it's just not all about you, that you became my friend and I tell you that I have a concert, or my child has a concert, or we having a dinner. You never want to show up to the dinners. You never want to go to the baseball games. You never want to come to the kids' game. You don't want to come to any church events. So every time I'm doing something, I'm inviting you, but you're saying you're trying to build this connection, but you keep turning all these things down. That's invested in that person. And you want to invest in them. Investing in the things that they like is investing in them. So, questions?
So basically, in the go places and do things, we can also say that invest in that person.
Yes. Yes, you can say invest in a person because that's what you're doing. You're investing not just them, you're investing
So
in
if
things that they like.
Right. So if they don't have nothing, then you try to provide opportunities for that person to.
Correct. So they say that, right, and then you tell them something that you have going on because then they might not know right there, because especially if somebody don't really want to talk right now. So yeah, they might have an event going on for their kids, but I'm not going to be thinking about telling you about my kid's event. But if you say, well, we do a lot of stuff at the church, and we do a lot of stuff with our youth. We really look forward to. Oh, okay, well, and the kids, they go to the basketball games. Ding, ding, ding. There's something that you guys have now connected with. Oh, my son plays basketball all the time. He plays on such a day. So I'm telling them things that I know that we have going on, or I have going on, or my family has going on, all trying to build a relationship. Because people are not going to let you in if you are not willing to share. So, the last one of these is accept people the way they are. To me, that was a big one. When you think about accepting the person the way they are, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Not judging.
Not judging. What else?
I think we say the judgment, and I agree with Carol. We say the judgment a lot, but for me, it goes more specifically, not criticizing people for what they do or don't do. Right. Is what I've had to learn. Like, let's say somebody was trying to, I don't know.
Walking to church, a man walking to church with a dress and microphone.
Okay, so yeah, so how do you do with that?
It's just like we just role model here. You don't see the dress.
Right.
You don't see the dress.
Or the makers.
Right. So it's
It may be the new Gucci fashion. I just saw that, so
my thing is sometimes when we're doing something wrong, right? I go back to this school, or let's say somebody was trying to cook a hamburger or something, I don't know, and they're trying to barbecue and they got the fire like blazing to the like 5 or 6 feet high. Like as me, my natural action is like trying to save that person, like don't do that because blah 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 blah. And what I'm learning about judgment or criticizing is that telling that person that, I mean, you gotta be kind of sensitive to stuff, sometimes if you try to correct a person, people don't like to be corrected about something. That's what it is.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna kind of piggyback off of that, because it says accept the people where they are. Now, a lot of times people go to different churches and a lot of people are still in the world. And obviously they're trying to change, but if you have a pastor or whoever, that's telling you, oh, well, you need to do that, you need to stop smoking, you need to stop drinking, or, you will be condemned, or you ain't gonna get your blessings, or you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. They're so focused on telling them what is, you're not gonna be able to do this, you're not gonna do that, instead of just accepting them, like, listen, I understand that that's what you're doing, but you know what, God's gonna deal with you on that time when it's right. I can't tell you to stop smoking, I can't tell you to stop drinking, I can't tell you to stop doing these things because I'm not God, you know what I'm saying? And clearly, everybody has done something in their life, they're not perfect. And obviously God removed that out of their life, so they'll do the same thing for them, but they just push so many people away because of this. Because of them not accepting them for who they are. And that's why a lot of youth, a lot of people our ages, them left, because again, they're still out there in the world. They're still trying to find themselves. They're still trying to figure it out, and they can't because nobody wants to accept them for who they are. So,
I agree. And all the different analogies are true. But what about when we think about a person that is Hispanic, or Chinese, or disabled, or all these other things? Are we still accepting these people just like if, so let's use that example. So you're sitting in the back and you see, you're looking up front and you see somebody in the back and they're African American. Let's be honest, sometimes it's easier to approach somebody that you feel like you can relate to. And then you see somebody that is disabled. They come in here, they have walker, they have a wheelchair. How do you approach that person that can't talk or do anything? Do you still have a conversation with that person? Do you believe that in their mind that they're still there, and in their heart they're still human? So do I still have this conversation with the disabled person? Am I going to break neck to go back there and talk to her like I talked to the person that was African American, like I talked to the person that was Hispanic, like I talked to the person that was a female? Because when it's a male, let's be honest, if it's the opposite sex, you like not beating feet to get back there because I don't really know how he want to take it, or I don't know who's looking, and so we're not really beating feet to get back there and talk to the opposite sex, or so forth. So accepting everybody the same, or accepting a person as if you want the way you want somebody. One of the things I said again is treat people how you want people to treat the people that you love. So if you love somebody, not treat them how you want to be treated. I change it up and say, I love my kids. I love my husband. I love my grandchild. And that's not a fake love, it's a real love. And so if I met you, Martha, and I never knew you, and I want to build a relationship with you, I need to treat you like I treat him. It's different because that's my husband, yes. But I need to treat you with the utmost respect and give you time to explain to me who you are. Yes.
I just wanted to say something. Now, this is the part that I can honestly say that's hard for me, is because, say for instance, okay, we're here at Bible study, and a homeless person walks in. But that homeless person smells like pee. That homeless person is dirty. But that homeless person is coming up to us and is expecting us to hug that person back. Me, I'm not going to hug that person. Why? Because that's just, if that smell, I'm going to think about everything and that smell is going to get on me. Oh, this person is dirty. I might catch something.
You have a problem touching them on the shoulder?
Period. It's not even me personally touching. If a homeless person came in and came straight up to you, Martha, and was like, please help me, and just leaned over on you, snot, whatever. It's people out there like that. We go to the homeless ministry, we see it all the time. Mm-hmm. Now, how do we approach somebody like that? If they're coming towards us, how do we deal with that? Now, that's the thing that I can honestly say that's going to bother me. I'm going to step back because, no. You know what I'm saying? That's hard. Huh?
I'll approve.
But how?
I'll embrace it like I embrace everybody else.
Now, how do you do it?
So here's one of the things go for it, go.
Well, no, go ahead. I got a couple of things, one to address that, but
one of the things that we teach too is balance.
Yeah.
We teach, boundaries. Everybody has their own set of boundaries that they are capable of use, and I was teaching them about that your family members that they are here, they can come here, and then you have people that they're okay, you let them that close in your boundaries, but a stranger you're gonna have all the way back there. When you're thinking about the whole thing is healthy and building healthy relationships, when you're thinking about that, you never know who God is sending your way. And you heard it before that you could be turning away an angel, you could be turning away a blessing, and I know that is hard. However, it's almost like that thing we've been talking about this entire 3 weeks, which is what? We put what on people? Stipulations.
Yeah.
Like there's stipulations, like if you don't look like this, then you can't come right here. If you look like this, then you need to be over there. Right. Especially if you smell like this, don't even come nowhere in my view. Yeah. And so it's a stipulation, like it's okay for a stranger that is well dressed to come in and embrace you. But it's not okay for a stranger to come in that's not well dressed to come in and embrace you. Materialistic. I can throw it away if it bothered me that much. If you want, I'm showing how. If it got in my clothes, I'll throw the shirt away. You know, I'll throw the pants away. I can go take a shower where that person can't. But once I have built that relationship with that person, now I'm going to do something different. What can I do to help so that you don't smell like that? Like maybe I can take this person to like or give them a way to get to one of those shower places.
But see, that's not the issue I'm talking about. Of course, everything after that of helping the person, that's not the concern. It's the touching is what I'm talking about. There's other ways that you can obviously communicate with somebody. Oh, how about we do a fist bump? Or, you know, how about we do a handshake instead? I can put some hand sanitizer. That's not a problem.
Right, sure, yeah. But you said you don't even want to be near them.
No. What I'm saying is if they come at you expecting you to hug them back and embrace them, what if they just need a hug?
So come on for a second. Let me show you something. This is what these people at my job do all the time. One, we're not allowed to hug, obviously. And when I hug, anyway, I hug sideways because you never embrace another person that you're hugging like that.
Yeah.
So do what you was about to do because this is what they do.
Amen.
Yes. Hi. I'm grabbing their hands.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab their hands.
Yeah.
And we're here. I'm still smelling the smell, right? But I'm not gonna let them get to that close.
Yeah.
When I see them coming at me, I'm gonna lead. A hug is up here, or right
Yeah.
here. I'm gonna grab your hands and I'm gonna say, "How are you? What's
okay.
going on with you?
Yeah.
How's everything?
Yeah.
You know, what do you need? Can I pray with you? You know, I have their hands. You know, like you said, put hand sanitizer on.
Yeah.
I still smell them, but you know, something has to give. Either
Yeah.
you're going to get the hug or you're gonna grab the hands.
So yeah.
So just-
okay.
Yeah.
So, and again, that's why I wanted you, to finish to go, because I think we need to know a practical approach. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Because in those situations, some of us don't have that, the practical, how to do different things, in the world. I think sometimes in the church we get so heavenly minded that we're no earthly good. However, we're about to get heavenly minded for just a moment because I want us to kind of see what all of this is relating to in the Bible. So if you don't mind, if you have your Bibles, go to James chapter 2. And Carol, since you brought up the situation, we're going to start here because this is what Callie and Sister Davis were talking about. But then
James 2. I'm sorry.
yeah, chapter 2. I'll let everybody get there and I'll tell you the verse. But this is what they were talking about. This is the scripture that supports what they were talking about. But then we're going to get it to another level because we're going to bring a whole other perspective the Holy Spirit was just sharing with while you were talking. So, Kara, if you don't mind, would you start off in verse 1?
Sure. My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Lord of glory, with respect of person.
Okay, so now, notice how he quantifies this with the faith of who?
Yeah, NLT. Yeah, sorry, read
Can I
that.
try to
James
Yeah.
chapter 2, verse 1. We're going to read it in a different translation. Just stay with me.
Okay.
Because the way it says it in the King James Version, I need you to hear it. And then once we get it from there, then we're going to pull, and I guarantee you it's going to bless your life. This is my brother. Have not the faith of our Lord. Just notice that he says the faith of our Lord. Faith of our Lord. The Lord of glory. Not just anybody, but the Lord of who? Talking about Jesus. With respect of persons. Okay, I know that's kind of difficult to take in right now, but read the next verse.
Still the other one, because I already switched to New Living.
We're there.
Yeah, King James. Remember I said we was gonna go back to the King
No, I had
James.
already switched back. That's it. Just,
Yeah, we in King James though, right?
Okay, yeah. So
Okay,
for
the King
there,
James.
for there come unto your assembly.
Hold on, for if there.
If there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel,
Close,
and there come and also a poor man in foul, what is it?
Raiment.
Raiment. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place, and say to the poor, stand thou there, or sit here under my footstool. Are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts?
Okay, so now, translate now. go back to the other one because I wanted you to see how they broke down gay clothing and how he said under my footstool. Okay? There are some things in the King James Version that I want you to see. Now, go back to the other part.
Okay.
The New Living Translation. Everybody's going to the NLT.
My dear brothers and sisters, how can you claim to have faith in our glorious Lord Jesus Christ if you favor some people over others?
So now that is a mistranslation. Because that's not what the essence of what that was saying. That's why I wanted you to read in the King James first, and then we can go over to here. But basically, he's just saying that we can't, it doesn't mean about how can you claim to have faith. That's taking you down a different path, because I think you can have faith in a person, but the issue is the faith of our Lord Jesus Christ. That's the issue. It's not our faith. It's the faith of who? Our Lord Jesus Christ. But you don't get that from the New Living Translation, because the New Living Translation takes it as if you're trying to judge the person, where you're not.
Right.
But finish reading. But anyway, I just wanted to stop. That's why I wanted to say with the King James Version. But anyway, go ahead.
For example, suppose someone comes into your meeting dressed in fancy clothes and expensive jewelry, and another comes in who is poor and dressed in dirty clothing.
Right.
If you give special attention and a good seat to the rich person, but you say to the poor one, you can stand over there or else sit on the floor, well, doesn't this discrimination show that your judgments are guided by evil motives?
Now, this is the part that in the New Living Translation, which I was trying to get out before when she was talking about accept people what they are. Sometimes we get to the point, we get very selective on how we build relationships, right? So, for example, I see this man as being rich, so now I want to build a relationship with him because I feel like he can bless me with all kinds of money, this, that, and the other. Oh, I see she look good, so you know what? I think, I may get a little, get a little cutty, if I build a relationship with this person. Come on, at some point we got to be real. And what happens is when we get back over into the church side of things, and now we start trying to build relationships to win people for Christ, it becomes awkward because our whole program, our whole psyche is to build relationships for a reason.
Right.
So that motive. And so what they're saying here, it comes with an evil motive. That part of the New Living Translation, I think they hit that on the mark. Because in comparison to God, it is an evil motive. Well, what do you mean? Well, you talked about smelling, right? You talked about how stinky and everything it is. And believe me, Carol, I agree.
Oh, I know.
That pee smell, that all that stuff is stinky. It's bad. It's like, ugh. And then it comes snotty and dirty and all this stuff, huh? Yeah, that's how it is, huh? Do you agree? It get real nasty, huh? Real nasty. Well, I'm glad God didn't do that with us.
Right.
Because our righteousness, our best, was as filthy rags. Sin stunk as a nostril. It stunk bad into his eyes. So if he never came down and hugged me, if he never came down and touched me, where would I be at? So for me, everybody's not there because everybody is still in that world-based system. But I'm so glad and thankful that God somehow, through all of this stink, through all of this filth, he saw fit to reach down past all of that and not just touch me on the shoulder, but to hug me in all of the mess that I was in. Because I can tell you, I don't know about anybody else in here, but I didn't deserve for him to even be in the same room as me. So that's the higher level of that. And everybody is not there yet, and I'm not claiming that you should be there yet, but what will help you get there is that when you look at how nasty that person is, put yourself in that person and now compare it to God and how God did you and how you would want God to do you. And so now you become God's extension or God's love to extend that love from what God is. So now you literally become God to that person.
They won't even get a chance.
Because they won't get to physically. If we understood, because we were created in the what? The image of God. If we understood what that really means, we wouldn't fight each other. We wouldn't kill each other. We wouldn't go to war and everything like this. But why? Because you were made in the image of God. I mean, Pastor Borja, he told a very powerful message about how God comes into the heart. And he compared it to Jesus. When Jesus came into the manger, when he came into this world, he came into a filthy, dirty, stinky manger. And that's how our hearts are. They stink, they dirty, they're not cleaned up, they got poop, they got dung, they got all kinds of different things. And, you know, we use the term dung, but really in today's term, to understand what dung meant back then, it's sugar, honey, iced tea. All that is in our heart. Amen, Brother Moore. I know we don't like it, yeah, but that's all that in our heart. But yet Jesus came in spite of all that mess. You know that, can I get one more? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to take the comment. One more, just one more. I promise you, I'll go sit down. You know that scripture where he says, I will do what? Never leave you? Man, that's a powerful scripture when you think about it. That means if I'm in the power of some sugar, honey, iced tea, guess who said he would never leave me, nor guess who's down there with me? I know. If I fall into the sewer, guess who's down there with me? When I go and make all the kind of dumb decisions that I make, God said that's powerful, because if I go somewhere where he's not, then he's alive. And we know that God can't be alive, because he said, let God be true and every man alive. But regardless of the situation, regardless of what it is, I know my God will never leave me nor forsake me. That means when I'm doing right by the church, he's right there. But when I jump off the Bay Bridge and go on down doing all kinds of stuff, everything that I do, he's been there.
Amen. Yes.
So when you start talking about stuff like that, that hit a nerve, because I used to be homeless.
But it's the truth.
Yes, it is the truth. Yes.
Yeah, it has to come out though, because I know I'm not the only one.
Oh, you're not.
Yeah.
Shoot, if the truth be told, that's how I am sometimes.
Yeah.
But if you notice, when we went to the homeless ministry last time, the Holy Spirit told me to hug Douglas. To bring him in. And what happened? He felt the presence of God and just broke down into tears. Sometimes, and again, you have to be, I'm not saying that you just go and just be willy-nilly and just hug everybody, but just be used by God. And God he will get you there. He's not going to throw somebody got a big old cross of dookie right over on their chest and be like, bring it in, brother. Come on. Yeah. Bring it in. Yeah. Yeah, let me get it. Let me get it in there. Yeah, you know, come on, stop. But if you read the scriptures, that's how the prophet Nathan, that's how the centurion Nathan, when he told him to go wash in Dothan was a dirty pool. He told him to go wash it to be cleaned of his leprosy. See, but you know, that's me. That's me. That's not me. We can't. You know, everybody ain't ready for me. And you start choking like, what? Sorry. Go ahead.
So our last question our last statement was accept people the way they are. So I want you guys to meet my friend. It's my friend. Okay.
Yeah.
We weren't always really close, however, because at times my friend grows what I consider to be eyes. I know they're not really truly eyes, but the little sprouts come out, and it used to scare me. But I've learned to be a little bit more at one with my friend. So this is my friend. This is my friend, Mr. Potato. Okay? So now, next you guys dig in and grab one.
I gotta be the first one. My friend looks tasty. I just want you to know that.
Hey,
He might
I'm
be
just gonna
like
say something. Just gonna say
hilarious.
something. Just gonna say something. Hilarious.
Oh, hey, you ain't far off. Except you only got a little sprout. Yeah, that's my friend.
Would you like
Name
a
is
friend?
Billy.
Would you like a friend too?
What's your friend name?
So you tell the girl,
What's your name?
hilarious.
What's your name? What's your friend name? She said Billy?
Okay.
Okay.
So, I'll give you guys a minute to get familiarized with your friend.
What's your friend name?
Look at the bumps,
My friend's talking smack. I want to sit.
the texture. Give your friend a name. Notice anything different you can think about with your friend.
My friend got a face.
Okay, so take that take that minute and pick your friend up, see how it feels in your hand. Get to know your friend a little bit.
Look, he got a face. Look at his eyes. Look at one eye, look at the other eye. And then
So, Pastor, since you telling him about, can you tell me a little bit about your friend?
yeah, my friend has two eyes. He has an eye right here, and he has an eye right here, and he has a mouth. He has a whole face.
Did you name him?
Billy.
Billy. So, Pastor's friend name is Billy. Okay. Can I get someone else to tell me about their
Tell
friend?
about your friend.
Susie.
Okay.
Tell me about your friend.
Has a dark face, and her name is Titi.
Okay.
Titi. And it's very soft, and I like the size. It's good size,
Okay.
and it's cold.
It's cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, wow.
Might gotta keep her warm a little bit. Can I get one more? Martha, tell me about your friend.
Marcia.
Marshall? Your friend name is Marshall. He got two
Marshall.
eyes
Wow, that's messed up.
and a mouth. And a mouth. Okay.
And a ball on your head.
Oh, that's why his name is Marshall. Interesting. Aiden, you wanna tell me about your friend? Tell me about your Mr. Potato Head. Tell me what about your friend?
He has two eyes,
Oh, he got
one
eyes.
nose.
2 eyes and 1 nose. Interesting. Okay.
You know, I was trying to tell you about his friend.
I don't. He's finished. Noah, can you tell me about your friend?
Yes.
What's your friend's name?
Mr.
Mr. Potato Head. Okay. He has 2 eyes and 2 noses. He can smell a lot, huh? Oh, okay. Thank you. So, can everybody?
Brianna, what's your friend name?
What's yours, Brianna?
Brianna gave you her friend.
Oh, wait, right there. Brad, you want to talk about your friend? Oh, what's your friend's name? Patty? Penny. Oh,
Penny.
nice to meet Penny. Anything in particular about Penny?
Oh, she's a dolphin.
She's a
Oh.
potato dolphin. Interesting. Oh, okay. Interesting. Carol, what's going on with your friend? She
You don't know her?
My friend name is
Hit.
It?
Hit. Her friend name is Hit.
and she's been bruised a lot. She got a lot of scars to show.
Oh, wow.
And
You got deep ones.
She's cold.
Oh,
Freddie.
Here's the dark side.
Last name Webb, the NBA slam dunk champion. Man, it's getting abused over there.
it's the bottom, not the hip.
Nice name, Webb.
Yeah.
See what?
Spud Webb.
Oh, Spud was. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Spud. I should have seen that guy.
Yeah. Who knows? NBA champion.
Joseph, last but not least.
You put him in a bag?
Can I hear about your friend?
No.
Freddie. Joseph wants to talk about his friend.
It's my time now.
Go for it, Joseph.
So my name is Jabba, but like me Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, they should do it, yeah.
And he's from a different galaxy.
Okay.
That he was with us, and he is happy that I'm home.
I'm happy too. So, have you guys ever heard that saying, all potatoes look alike? Do you believe that all potatoes look alike? Oh, okay, so can everybody come get their potatoes? 'Cause you you know what your potato looks like, right? Can you come get your potato?
No, my potato. You trying to use the process of elimination?
Are you sure you didn't get mine?
Oh, I know mine. Look, look. That's the I.
You sure that's what they mind?
It's the I in the mouth. I remember mine because it's,
Yeah, I can recognize him way back there.
yeah, you got Japanese.
Bonded.
Somebody got mine. This is not mine.
The exact same. That's why I tried to show you that.
This is not mine either.
This one ain't mine either.
Something's happening over here. Some people took somebody else's friend home.
Yeah, not mine.
You see, this is the eyes.
This is mine.
Oh, you don't see it like this is mine.
The south
Don't talk about taking care
eye
of your.
and the mouth.
I know my did.
And I knew that this one.
Oh, I see it now. Yeah, I didn't see it at first. Now I see it
And then
now.
that's my
Yeah. I just knew mine because this one, the eye
That's you?
and the eye and the
Hey,
mouth.
you get your friend in home? You just grab anywhere.
Nah, I know this one.
So I know for sure this is not my friend. Somebody has my friend, but that's okay.
I know mine.
So everybody is 100% sure
I don't take that.
that they have the right friend.
I mean, this is the same eyes and the same mouth.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, okay. That's, I don't know who that is.
Mine had a little soft
Little part on it.
Is she a Jameson or something?
No, not mine. Mine is, Kiki is very special. It's not.
Yeah, that's not mine either. Somebody has mine.
So look at, you didn't look at mine?
It was a soft. This is mine. This is my friend.
How did you know?
Because I have a soft part right there.
Oh.
So Rihanna,
So now
that
Rihanna.
was not.
You switch your
Your
friend.
friend. So why did I get everybody, if you got the correct person, why did we name these friends and then try to come up and find this friend? And what does that have to do with accepting people the way they are?
To see if we made an emotional connection to our potato.
The fact that you said it so fast, like,
I didn't say it's an emotional connection. Connect with a
Yes.
potato.
Pay attention to the details of a person.
pay attention to the details. Because we say that this is our friend or we're building relationships, but all along you're just holding it, you're holding up space, taking up time just to put it back down and forget who you were talking to, forget anything about that person. Like they never even mattered. Because when you pick them back up again, it's easy to assume that that was the right person because we, again, say that everybody looks the same, right? If everybody really looks the same, then everybody should have picked up the exact potato. It shouldn't have been a problem. Just went over there and grabbed it because you spent time with that potato. You know every dent, every detail. You can describe it to the end. The bumps, like she kind of got deep. The scar, it represents scars, huh?
That's not his potato.
I know. Scars and everything in that nature. So, again, it was a quick little talk about potatoes.
Can I use it for the party wait afterwards now?
Now she want to eat the plant. You know. Can you go around and collect the potatoes from everybody for me?
Can you make me french fries?
Oh my goodness, you people really like.
I got a chop up Tiki though.
Chef, Nikki, what's the name of your friend?
Mine?
Hey.
Okay, so my helper is going around collecting it. So those were just the top 6. Then I have reflect Christ in your relationship. So that's Pastor just kind of was touching on that anyway. If you want to glorify God in your relationship, you need to treat others like Jesus treats you. Same thing you just said. It's not about just being nice, kind of doing good things for someone. Love is about doing what's best for someone at whatever cost to yourself. Jesus expressed the highest form of love for us by laying down his life. So we're not going to put a stipulation on somebody, just because they don't have what we have. And again, Pastor just literally went over that like he was reading my slide. So, and we already did this little thingy, so.
No, we didn't.
I know, I'm going back. We did the little video.
No, we didn't.
We didn't know we did the video?
No, remember we didn't play last time.
Oh, okay, let's play it.
I don't wanna play it.
Wait, which part? Oh, there it is.
Don't. Don't play it louder.
A team without trust isn't really a team. It's just a group of individuals working together, often making disappointing progress. They may not share information, they might battle over rights and responsibilities, and they may not cooperate with one another. It doesn't matter how capable or talented you are, if you can't build relationships fast, then you may never reach your full potential. One of the best-selling books on the subject of building relationships and trust is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie's 1936 classic has sold over 15 million copies worldwide. The book has stood the test of time and includes advice which is still relevant today. Carnegie's book covers some very simple concepts, but it claims to bring about some drastic results. Take, for example, his advice on showing a genuine interest in other people. Carnegie believed that you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming genuinely interested in other people than you can in 2 years spent trying to get people interested in you. When you find yourself meeting new people, try to become genuinely interested in the other person, even if you think you have nothing in common. The road to a person's friendship is to talk about the things he or she treasures the most. Carnegie considers this to be a skill which can be practiced and improved. As you improve, you also increase your network and your ability to influence. What Carnegie was basically saying is, being a great conversationalist is about being a good listener. The trick is to ask questions that people will enjoy answering and encouraging them to talk about themselves and their interests. Mastering this skill will help you build trust and stronger relationships in no time. Carnegie also stressed great importance on remembering and frequently using the other person's name. He believed that a person's name is the sweetest and most important sound in any language to that person. Never underestimate the amount to which people value their own name. So next time you meet somebody new, make a special effort to remember their name. And of course, if you ever find yourself having to put their name in writing, be sure to use the correct spelling. Another useful piece of advice from Carnegie's work is the guidance he offered on giving criticism. There is one sure way of upsetting other members of your team, and that is by telling somebody very directly that they're wrong. Telling somebody this and disregarding their opinion is a direct attack on their intelligence and pride. Their immediate response will be to strike back and argue their point. Instead, try asking a question which will force them to think about a different point of view and challenge their own idea. Being able to deliver criticism in a constructive way is a key skill for being a great team player. It's also worth looking at how well we take criticism. To be a good team player, you need to respect other people's opinions and not take criticism personally. Just understand that other people have a different perspective, and it's their weakness if they can't be constructive. A team without trust.
So, just real quickly, what did you guys get from that little clip?
A lot.
One thing.
Discussing.
Correct. We're kind of going right over it and just kind of tying into that book, How to Win Friends. It is a really good book. And yeah, I'm reading it. Pastor's read it before. If you haven't read it, if you want to learn more, I do suggest that book. That's, yeah, I'm learning a lot. And it's funny because I'm reading it and seeing the things that I've been doing for a long time. And so it's a really good book.
Yes.
And so one thing that you can take from that video, like I know Carol said, it's kind of what we've been talking about, but what's one thing you can
Pay attention and listen.
thank you. That's what I want. Listen. Because a lot of times we talk and because what you just heard, like even our little illustration is, you're trying to find out, you ask the questions, but we never stop to even listen for the answer. We do that a lot in our prayer life too, right? We talk and we pray, and then we get up and we leave. We never stop to wait and just listen. And so when you're building a relationship, the biggest relationship that you will ever build, and the best one is a relationship with Christ. And so building that relationship with other people too, we have to remember to stop and just listen, because sometimes that's all a person even wants anyway. Once you get that first initial hello out, then a person will just go on and on and on. It's not your place to just interrupt and say, well, this is what I think and this is what I believe. Sometimes you just need to just listen, and that's what a person really wants to know, that you are there for them in that particular, aspect. And so
One thing there's a couple things stood out to me. Going back to the ask questions point, one of the things that came out of the videos, ask questions that the other person will enjoy answering. I think sometimes you're asking questions to find out about the person, but it's easier if you ask questions that the other person will enjoy answering. I thought that was an aha moment for me, because people like to talk about themselves, and then if you can get them talking, then it makes you a better listener.
yes, I agree. Good. Any other questions? I don't want to rush this stuff, so we won't even hit this stuff. Then thinking about once you have that relationship, now you gotta, how do you keep it? I did the first thing. I hear a lot of people say that we start talking and then I didn't follow back up again. I just let it go. So now you have it, then, next week we're gonna talk about how do you keep the relationship that you started already with some people, because you probably got a little relationship over here that you just started, you got one way over there that you just started, you got one over there. So I think it's gonna take us way back to focus on one. Finish the one first. Perfect that one. Do the best you can do. Pour and invest into that one. And then when that one is good, then you can go over to that one, because that one is able to sustain on their own. They feel like now they can go out and build a relationship with somebody else. Or they have a new friend that they can call and count on. But I don't know that I can call you just because you said, call me if you ever need me. I don't know if you really meant that or not. That's all you said was, call me if you ever need me. You never gave me your phone number. Just call me if you need me. I don't know anything about you. So let's pour and invest into one person, give that person, and then move on and, continue to just go forward, opposed to having all types of people all over the place. And then you're saying, this is too much. Like right now, I'm too busy. I can't really focus on all these people at one particular time, because it's like we're doing too much. Let's try to do one. Yes.
Okay, so how do you balance between not creating a codependency relationship? In other words, the other person is one-way street. It's and instead of thinking for themselves, they pulled away the critical thinking for them. That they can just basically feel that very comfortable to come and always, So where's that balance in that relationship? In relation to Christ. You know what I mean?
You said and related to Christ?
Right. I'm saying, as a Christian, right? Do I gotta be comfortable always to be that one-way street, right, with what's coming to me? Or because, I get that applies to Christ? Or at what point do I help them mature to see what don't, where is it that, because in my case, I got a lot of people, right? I connect quickly with people. So I've got a lot of people that if I'm not careful, I create a one-way street where they're always, always high maintenance, always. Then God forbid I say something that is, constructive. Then it creates always, so where's the balance? That's all what the friends and influences. Isn't it pretty dangerous trying to be influential because somebody trying to be influential? Now you're going to manipulation.
So first, let me try my best, and somebody can jump if they want to. The first part, the first thing that came to my mind when you said that was, as far as be yourself. I don't know, like, you've ever been a friend with somebody that you met them one way, and then when the relationship dealt a little bit more, you found out that person was totally different. And when I think about your situation, I think about, like, you're right, and then you say you might say something that's a little bit off the wall, and then they don't want to be your friend, or they're not, but I feel like if you are who you are up front, I'm saying to come all, like that on a person, but if they see the real chosen up front, then they can befriend you or not. It's, it kind of leaves a choice up for them to be that person. But if you're just the person that, I can help you do this and I can help you do that, they don't know that Joseph goes through things too. Joseph has problems too. And, and I'm not going to always be able to hold you up. Joseph needs somebody to hold Joseph up too. So being up front and with people, lets them know. I'm not saying they have to know your entire life, but when you're only doing one thing, one way, that's who they know. And so that's why they're coming at you that way, is because that's the person that you show them. This person, that I'm the giver, or I'm the person that receive. So show them who you are in the beginning. In any relationship, you have to know that, this is who I am, this is how I am, and if I'm not just nice like this because I'm in church, this is how I am outside, this is how I am if we go hang out somewhere. So that way they can all around say, okay, I do want to build a relationship with Joseph, and it's not just for one particular reason. So I don't know if that kind of answered it, and if anybody wanted to chime in.
Keep it real.
And you don't want to try to be somebody that you're not, just to fit in, or just to, just to be friends with somebody, because if they get meant to be in your life, they're going to be in your life.
If you're in the mood to talk to somebody, it's not to talk to them then.
Yeah, no, because why? You're not giving them the real you.
Right.
They're talking to somebody that got 101 problems right now, and I'm listening to you right now, but it's all over my face that not right now. And so just because you were standing there, were you really there? Were you really engaged? Were you really invested in them? Did you really care what they had to say? But you put this persona on for so long that every time you need Joseph, call Joseph, and Joseph is there. But Joseph has, like I said, has stuff too that he has going on, and that person needs to know that and respect it. So, and that's your boundaries that you kind of set with her.
That was a genuine question. I didn't really answer about that. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? So, we're going to do this.
What?
The gate, I think it's your wind, and the gate is hitting. That's kind of what I keep hearing. Like, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
So you feeling voices?
So we'll cover these things on next week.
Carol.
Moving forward, if there are no other questions, we can stand and we can pray out. It's, are you guys in a word?
We're done? Yeah. We got here.
We didn't. No, it's a pleasure.